going on with you? Hope you're having a good day. Got an interesting topic. We are going to be talking about men and women today. A little bit of switch up from what I usually do, but I resonate with this topic, so I figured we'd all take a dive in. It's kind of a controversial one, so just leave whatever opinions you have in the comments, if you have any. And yeah, let's go ahead and dissect this video.
Welcome back. Today we're going to be going back to the scary place, the spooky scary place with all sorts of bad stuff on it. It's YouTube Shorts. This is the future we're looking at. The future is short form bite-sized content like TikTok and Instagram Reels. Short form content is where the human psyche naturally wants to go, and that means tech companies
I don't know about naturally.
Are going to keep bringing you there, whether you like it or not. I found all the videos we're looking at today in basically one scroll through the shorts. Took like an hour, maybe 2 hours. Collectively, they have millions of likes and hundreds of millions of views. And yeah,
the power of shorts is crazy. I feel like it's a promo to get into your channel.
So just keep that in mind as we watch. Just imagine 10 Super Bowl stadiums full of people watching this content and clapping like seals. Here we go, let's go.
You haven't had that feeling of like that drug feeling, the serotonin coming through your brain, like all logic goes out the window. Have you had that where you just absolutely want this person every day, all day?
Yes and no. Not to that degree. A little something like that, though.
The reality is love between men and women is not the same at all. You know, men love idealistically, women love opportunistically.
It's not all the way like that, though.
Partly. Why can't you answer the question?
Yeah, why didn't he just
answer the nice lady's question? She's asking a very simple question. You ever been in love, guy? You ever fallen head over heels, guy? Immediately. You see the reality of the dating market. This is just the way. It's just the way the world is. Yeah, don't get mad at me. I didn't create the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Long story short, he said no. That means a no.
And dating market does not allow. It doesn't just men and women are what be normal for once. Answer the question. Just answer. Instead of defaulting to your fucking talking points, man. God, it's the worst.
I understand the fact that as a man, a woman loves you for what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Your money, your income, your status, your confidence, your ambition, your cleverness. There's a whole.
Some women get tired of all that shit, though. To be honest, that ain't cutting it for a lot of them, and a lot of them don't go into it looking for that. It's more of a lust thing when you're younger, and then when you get older it changes up, and some of those things aren't thought about until like maybe a year into the relationship. A grown motherfucker that's been through trauma or has been through it, who knows what to look for, that's the stuff they look for.
A whole bunch of different things that women look for in a man before they can actually love and submit and want to be with him.
Real quick, love and submit being sort of synonyms there. Ooh, self-report. Ooh, a little weird. I mean, you all know the Fresh and Fit guys by now, so it's no surprise. But love, you know, real love, submission isn't a part of it, because submission relies on a power imbalance, you know?
False. When you're in love with someone, you do submit from time to time. Sometimes you submit that maybe your wife might be better at a job than you are. Hence, like, you know, maybe keeping her cool with the kids. And the woman's got to submit that maybe the guy is better at doing like handyman jobs. It's just a simple remedial normie take that anyone can correlate with. So like there is submitting in some fashion. I think he's going towards more of the fact of like, oh, you're dominant over me, I have to listen to you, such and such. Like, your woman dominates you in certain fashions to where you can't maybe do certain things in the house and leave certain things like this, and she's making you submit to maybe cleaning up your desk because she complains about it. Like, that's a submission. And maybe the guy does that too. I feel like it's both ways in every relationship, whether it's young or older. Like, there's definitely submissions.
That's not love. All about love. Bell hooks.
Yes, that is love.
Check it out.
But for men, it's like, you know,
that's part of it.
We love women for real because we don't have as many requirements of them.
You love women for real? That's what you said?
Yeah, men love women idealistically. This is why breakups hurt men way more. This is why men commit suicide way more. Like, when a man loves a woman, he loves her far harder than she loves him back.
No. I'd say it's almost the opposite, to be honest.
Whoa, okay, hold on. Throwing a lot of just statistics and numbers
I think it's opposite
randomly,
to be honest.
Sounds good, but let's take a closer look. Oh, I see. Okay, he was citing this study from Pew Research. It's the study of breakups and who hurts more from them. Clearly, by the numbers we have, it's boys rule, girls drool. is what this graph says. I love quantifiable assertions. They're my favorite. Also, what about that statistic about men being more likely to leave their partner when they get cancer? Women are 6 times more likely to end up separated or divorced if they are diagnosed with cancer or multiple sclerosis than if their male partners were facing the same illness, according to a U.S. study. The study confirmed earlier research of a divorce or separation rate.
I don't know. I feel like it just depends on the love. Like, I don't even care about the numbers like that. I feel like it's more of the stage that you're at. Like 40-year-old, 60-year-old, 80-year-old people, they're not going to leave you based off of that. People that have dreams and hopes and maybe they're younger and they're listening to social stigmas and they don't love you enough, then they might not want to deal with situations like that. But like, I understand, and I don't really think less of a person if they do something like that. Maybe a little bit I think less of you, but I feel like it is courageous to go after the things that you want and to know what you want and go chase them. Like that's honorable in a sense.
Of 11.6%, similar to the general population, but found the rate jumped to 20.8% when the woman was sick versus 2.9% when the man was ill. Hey,
I think it does look worse for women to leave a guy because it looks like, oh, you were just there for the money whenever they get sick. And I feel like, just the optics of it. If a guy leaves a female, it's like, it's almost in the same category as maybe she's not, attractive enough or she's old now. That's a common thing that happens with older couples or couples in general. Whenever a man's splitting, it's, he's interested in other women because she's washed up or, you get what I'm getting at. Whenever the woman does it, it's kind of like, what other reasons would you have? Men don't really change physically. So it's just like, it's more than financially or just like, feeling safe or loving the guy and being comfortable. So it's just like a little bit different. So I feel like it's definitely different optics whenever women leave versus when men leave. It's definitely different.
What's going on there? That's weird. Seems a bit opportunistic of these guys to sort of not stick with the person and stick it out just because their person is sick.
When a man loves a woman, he loves her far harder than she loves him back.
I did notice that. Why you zoom in on them mugs? Holy. Why do they look like they're not finished? Like, you just got them out of the factory. They didn't even, finish stitching this shit. Those are ugly as shit, bro. Like, holy. And you wore them with joggers, too, with a mismatched black shirt. Like, okay, I'm being too much. I'm doing too judgmental.
Very odd assertion that men don't also have preferences when dating and looking for people, because he lists up all these things that women supposedly want from men before they can submit and fall in love. And sure, for a lot of people, these are factors that come into play into deciding whether or not you actually want to see someone. But dudes have them too, and that's okay. It's the point.
Everybody should have. You should have them. If you are running around here talking about, I'm just gonna love on whatever I feel like loving on and not think about what they have and what could affect me in the future and you're a goofball and you're gonna end up not with that person, and if you are, it's gonna be a toxic ass relationship and it's inevitable to fail. You're going in with it's good to go in with no preconceptions, but it's hard to not know what you want and then go get it and then see something in a person and be like, yeah, that'll settle for me. Like, nah, people have their preferences, and they should.
Who you're seeing and like them
that's healthy.
For various reasons. Also, grouping in male suicide statistics whenever it's convenient is totally cool to do.
This is why breakups hurt men way more. This is why men commit suicide way more.
Male suicide is actually because they get broken up with and get sad, and that's the main factor. There's no.
I haven't really heard of many men really doing that, let alone women. So maybe I'm just out the loop. Factors.
Let's say your boyfriend was going to.
If you hurt yourself or commit, KYS because of that, you get no respect. At least in my eyes. I don't really have any sympathy for you either, because bro, there's so many other people out here. You just hurt in that moment. Don't make a decision like that based off of that. You can go get that love somewhere else too. Maybe even better. Stop thinking about it negatively.
Go to the strip club 2 times a week. Would you have an issue with that?
Yeah.
Friend was going to the strip club 2 times a week. Would you have an issue with that?
Yeah, because I feel like that's already an unspoken rule in a relationship.
Yeah, he shouldn't be going to the club. Like, what is he doing? Is he DJing? Like, what is he doing in the club twice a week, bro? It's kind of excessive. Even once a week's excessive, bro. Like, maybe once a month with the boys, maybe. If you're with I I don't know any women that I would want to date that would think that's acceptable. If I'm without, like, if I'm not with her, it's not going to be something that crossed my mind that's okay. I'm violating. I'm leaving it open for her to violate me at that point.
You don't
giving her excuses.
The strip club.
Well, you shouldn't go to bars and clubs when you're in a relationship.
Is that an unspoken rule?
I mean, yeah.
You definitely should not be going to bars and clubs if you're in a relationship, boy or dude, like, or boy or girl, like.
It is.
It kind of is.
Common sense.
You shouldn't really be.
It really is common
partying
sense.
with your single female friends.
Unspoken rules. Pretty dumb. Sounds pretty dumb to me. If you are in a relationship and there's a boundary you want to set up, speak it.
You do. Some of them don't need to be said, though. And you don't want to have to say everything to your partner because you're going to feel like they don't know you just with an NPC. You want somebody that knows you. It makes you feel loved. You know what I'm saying? To do things without you asking.
You know? Just
like, is a woman going to be like, yeah, can you go get me flowers on this day? Or da-da-da-da? Like, they're not asking. The best types of relationships, people know what you want and they're going to provide it for you. Versus someone that has to ask for it. Women don't want to ask. They don't even like telling you what they want for dinner. They like to be told, most of them at least. Even the ones that don't like to admit it, they'll think about it and be like, yeah, I don't mind that.
Just say it. Hey, this thing you do, you know, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. Is that, what do you think about that? That's
Yeah. You do have to communicate if you're uncomfortable and someone and that partner does something and you want to stay with them. Like, come on with it.
How you solve
It's
this
just communication.
sort of unspoken rule problem that appears
Certain
to be going
things
on
you
here.
do
But
not
also
want
the comparison
spoken of.
between, you know,
You want to see how they move. It's like going to the club and letting a dude pour a bottle in her mouth. Like, do you need to tell her not to do that? Like, that should be a lady thing not to go do that. You should know how that looks. So, like, there are unspoken rules, and to say there's not, you're just out of touch, to
an
be honest.
actual strip club and a bar, it feels like a self-report to me. The insecurity here is just that, you know, you go out with your single friends, they all say, go cheat on your boyfriend with that guy, and then you go cheat, and that's how things work, which is, you know, it's weird. It's just weird. It's weird because if you're dating someone, you don't trust them enough to go outside without sucking and fucking doing a bunch of crazy, wacky stuff that you're not comfortable with, then why are you dating them?
It's more, I understand that point. Like, yeah, I wouldn't go against this point, but I think it's more of just like the way you move. People don't want their significant other to be out here doing the same things that independent or single women are doing, because you're in the club for a reason. Like, more than just to have fun. There's other ways to get that vibe with your girls other than going to go do that. Now, I understand some people might say that there isn't, and that's what they're going to go do, which all power to you, but man, it's more of like an adult thing. You know, you don't expect your grown dude to sit on 2K all day. You'd be like, I matter, this and that, and they're going to be like, you know, she's going to be giving you shit. Because it's kind of the same thing. You want them to move like an adult, and an adult in a relationship ain't gonna move like that.
You know, if you want a dog, which you can, you know, keep on a leash at home, get a dog and do that.
Partying with your single female friends, or single friends for that matter, if you're in a relationship.
What is the positive
Well, you
ROI
guys are
on-
older.
well,
Maybe
listen,
that's what you think in your own dating life.
Did this guy really just say ROI? Did he use that term? I mean,
Yeah, he did. He's tripping.
he looks like he would. He's got like a
Why
sort
did he
of
come
Wolf
there
of
in
Wall
that
Street
suit?
situation going on. These are so
Why?
uncomfortable. They're just everyone in the room is so
Sure.
well,
Maybe
listen,
that's what
voice
Yeah, he's
trembling
seeming like a stiff.
with the rage, trying to interrupt and
we're young. That's not how it works for.
She don't look young. She at least 28.
she's 20 and she agrees with us. She's younger than you,
And she's like, why you put me on the
Okay.
spot?
so that your entire argument just went down the trash.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, no, he's.
Why does this exist?
Who is this guy and why is he talking so much?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Be
she's
quiet.
you're poopy head, stinky poopy head. Which logical fallacy is that? Someone type it in the comments. It's been too long since I watched a debate, Lord.
If you don't want to be in a relationship and you just want to party, that's fine for you if that's your choice that you want to make.
Okay, wait, that last assertion there. If you don't want to be in a relationship and you want to party, that's fine. Why are those...
You can want to party and be in a relationship. I feel like it's a younger thing, and older women too. Like, they don't want to sit in the crib and work or sit at the house, take care of kids. Like, they gotta have their fun too. And partying, we're social, we're humans, we want to socialize. That's and we don't want to do it with family all the time. Partying is something that women do want to do, and men too, no matter what age you are. I mean, we might call it a party a cookout or a wine tasting party or whatever they want, whatever these females out here doing. But yeah, they want to do that, and you shouldn't be held to, either party, you want to be in a party, or you want a relationship. Like, you could do both. Now, you're not going to go party in the club. Let's not get those two things confused. The club is not partying. Sorry.
Mutually
close to it. Not partying.
Why is partying and being in a relationship mutually exclusive? It hinges the ability to obtain a relationship on the necessary decision to give up partying. No more partying. You stay inside. Very weird.
It can show you're not committed. It's not that weird, but it's weird to say it's either or. But it does show signs that you might not be as committed. You might not be taking the relationship serious.
Very insecure. Weird stuff. People can have preferences, but at what point do those preferences restrict the ability for someone to make their own decisions and live a life? I don't know. It seems weird.
So you are a virgin?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah. Prepare for some riveting journalism here.
Yes, I am.
How old is she? She does not look. Bro, she look like she at least a 30, Bob. Come on with it.
You plan to be like
get a little
forever virgin?
Until I'm married.
Question is, preferred
she's a virgin
size
with her tits hanging out.
For being not a virgin.
1 to 2 inches.
No, okay. I was like, there's no way.
You know what? We're gonna skip this one. It's just I can't.
Why are you talking to a 35-year-old virgin? She is not no goddamn virgin.
You ever think about you wanna?
Maybe she is. I don't know.
Fuck. Should we putting the cringe on hold for a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Vance Global.
Who is it, man?
If you need some help chilling out, this stuff right here is the stuff for you. Vance Global sells Delta 8 and THCO products that ship directly to your door. Vance sent me some products to try
boys.
For chips directly.
Gals.
Which is, using discount code Samson for
20% off Samson.
Your girl calls him white now. All right, now let's get back to the video. Here's another video from those guys. Racist girl calls him white boy, part 1. Let's watch.
Would you date a police officer?
No, the pigs, because the institution they support is inherently racist and profiles black and brown Americans especially, throws them into jail, which is a continuation of the slave trade essentially. People are working in prisons for less than minimum wage, making pennies and dimes, and it's unfair, and that's what you contribute to if you're a cop.
She's right and wrong.
Bars. Bars. What are we on Instagram watching vertical videos? Because that is so real.
Vertical video.
Say. Hit on all the points there.
She hit on one, but I mean, cops need to protect. People are out here like, we don't need them. Like, bro, your society's based on fear. Like, don't do this. You're gonna go to jail, get beat up, get this and that. Like, it's based off of fear. If you don't have someone to enforce that, which these lazy people aren't gonna do that stuff. So like, I respect cops, but at the same time, they don't have any power to be like, yeah, give this guy rehabilitation. He's doing more of the legwork. You know what I'm saying? He ain't dictating what happens in prisons and stuff like that.
My question to you is, I disagree with you on...
Yeah, I bet you do,
what?
White boy. That's
a bit racist.
Oh my god, no, you're one of those.
Oh no, racism.
She could have said it in a better way. She didn't have to say white boy. Like, I understand. That's just her humor. She could have been like, but you are a white man in a white civilization that obviously is getting benefited toward. Your eyes might not see. So like, she could have said it in a more intelligent way, but...
The girl looking side to side like, whoa, no, this is crazy.
I'm also half white, so like, how can I be racist against you?
You don't think you can be racist towards someone who's white?
No, I don't, because you've never experienced racism in history.
White people haven't experienced racism.
One of the experiences.
What's your definition of racism?
Notice how he just keeps asking questions. He's not responding to what she's saying. He's just asking and asking because he can't respond to what she's saying because she's right.
I'd say basically like the persecution in any type of way that leads to the downfall of just like someone's life. Like, it's always going to affect my life. I can't take off my skin color. As a black woman, like, prejudices that exist against me don't exist against you, Brian.
She said Brian. He was already getting destroyed in this debate, but then she called him Brian. No offense to any Brians out there. It's just you can't really win an argument if you name Brian.
Brian. I would have got
Brian.
And that's why you can't be racist against a white person. So I'm sorry if you feel offended, But you are white, and me calling you white boy isn't exactly
it's a bit,
racist.
I mean, you are addressing me by my skin color. I consider
Your
it a
skin
bit,
color will never lead to the, what is it, premature murder of yourself. Like, I don't know. Like,
I would actually point out one thing to you. Me as a white man, I'm the only male at this table here. There are more white men killed by police officers than women of any race combined.
I mean, then why aren't you mad? Why don't you hate police too?
Oh no.
That's a dumb
What do you
question,
even
man.
say to that? You can't. Brian?
I hate that little statistic. Oh, there's more. I don't give a shit about your statistic. They don't even report everything. Cops don't report everything, so your statistics are thrown out the window. You don't have all the information.
Brian, why would you bring up
it.
police killing
Stop
white men
talking
as an
about
argument
it.
in support of the police? Why? Why would you do that?
Then why aren't you mad? Why don't you hate police too?
Because I realize that police are a necessary function of society.
That doesn't mean they can do whatever the fuck they want to. Let's
Without
get that
police,
right.
it would be chaos. We need police officers.
Facts.
a necessary function for me and all my white boys to get blasted. If the police don't do it, somebody's gonna do it. So may as well have the police do it, because then it's legal. That they'll kill the people. It's easy. Not really much to add to this, other than it is very fascinating to watch someone be jarred out of their blissful experience of racelessness. Being a white person isn't actively on Brian's mind because he's white. It's like the default.
Right.
Race isn't a factor in his life because he's white, and so when that's brought up, that's racism.
He has no insight into it.
That's what racism is to him, and that's
Oh,
why
he's
it's
looking
very,
from
it's
the
just-
outside
It's
in.
silly. It's funny.
You can't
If a
really
girl's on her
comment
phone
it.
while you're hanging out with her, do this. Hey, it seems like maybe you got something going on you got to take care of. All good, but after that, can you put your phone away so we can just hang out?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
After you say this, a girl is gonna respond in one of two ways. Oh, right. I'm so sorry.
She's gonna be like,
Yeah, I'll completely put it away.
Or she might do this.
Are you kidding me? I'm texting my mom. It's not even that big a deal. Like, you need to relax.
Oh, okay. I mean, if that's how you feel, honestly, I don't think this is going to be a good fit, so I wish you the best.
bro, where
This
you
one I don't
going?
really
You're
care about
driving.
at all, except for the ending where he gets out of the driver's side door and leaves his.
Where you going, bro? Man, honestly, this is pussy behavior. Don't do this. This is little dick energy, bro. Oh, you're not giving me attention, bro. Who cares? As long as she's not on her phone doing something, that just means you're boring, bro. Get her goddamn attention. Turn the subs up, something, bro.
His car.
Don't get offended.
Where are you going, man? That's
Niggas
your
out
car.
here hoes nowadays, bro.
What?
Can't.
Why?
I mean, you come off like a woman, you look like a woman, and it seems natural that you're a woman. But then you get some giant former, ex-con armed robber prisoner who's like deadlifting 600 pounds. And he's like, somebody goes, "Hey, dude, how you doing?" "Yeah, man, I'll get to you next." He's like, "It's ma'am, I'm going to beat your ass." And he's like sitting there. That's not a woman.
It's different.
It's different. And then sitting there letting a thug do that, it's like no one buys it.
So this is a part of Alex Jones' definition of a woman, or rather, what a woman isn't to him. Giant former ex-con armed robber prisoner who can deadlift 600 pounds and is rude to a customer service worker. Those are his signifiers for what a woman isn't, and for what a woman is. It's Blair White or somebody who looks like Blair White. So what is it specifically about that list of features that makes the person he's talking about not a woman? Is it the ex-con thing? Because, there are women ex-cons. There are women who have committed armed robbery and are in prison for it. Is it the deadlift thing? Because cis women can deadlift over 600 pounds. The It's Ma'am thing is referencing a specific incident. It was a really viral video of a trans woman being misgendered in a GameStop and then saying that it's ma'am.
She was pissed.
You've probably seen the clip. Should be no surprise that Alex Jones is not being 100% truthful when he is reappropriating this real story that happened into his thing here. Because according to the trans woman in that story, she was repeatedly misgendered, not just one time on accident, but...
If you're transgender, just get used to it. It's gonna take time. Give it 10 years. Give it 10 years, then start chirping. You can't do it overnight. You can't do it in a year. Can't do it in 2. The success that y'all have had so far, congratulations. It's honestly commendable. But gotta give it a little more time, just a little.
But I think more importantly here, public freakout videos happen all the time. It's only when trans people are in them that they are used as evidence to sort of legislate away their identities using real laws that are demonic and horrific. Real laws going into effect in the government.
That's not a woman.
It's different.
7 million views this video has. Great. Just great.
That's not masculine. That's toxic masculinity.
Buzzword. The buzzwords. What is
Toxic
toxic masculinity?
masculinity.
You should know that.
You should know that.
Yes, I'm asking you.
Oh god, they're so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like
don't
I'm
mock
really
a
sorry.
kid,
I'm
bro.
sorry
How
to
you gonna
subject
be-
you to these. I don't want to cut them up too much. 'Cause it's just like let the clip run. These are the ones that everyone's on here watching, millions of views. But man, if you can't feel that discomfort in the room,
There is that kind of perception where
I feel like if you're gonna be masculine at all, you're going to push the line and probably be toxic a little bit. Just like women that are feminine, they're going to go overboard on some feminine things. Like if they see a mouse in the house or anything else, like maybe you glance like that and she don't want you looking, like she wants you looking at her because that's what most feminists want to do. Like it can be on both sides, and I think it's healthy.
guess men can't yes, they could be the provider in the family, but they also can't show emotion or stuff like that. I feel like, or they just get so mad, or like their emotions are so high where they end up showing it in anger. I feel like that happens a lot, and I've seen that firsthand.
So she's speaking from her own experiences, which makes sense. She's only seen more of that. I don't think it's toxic masculinity to only show anger when anger is pretty much the only form that our society is accepting. Like, most people aren't going to accept a dude that's cried. She might let her be like, oh yeah, he cried. She's going to go tell her friend about that. Like, and it's not going to be in a good frame of speaking either. So like, it's just about what you teach your man about vulnerabilities and what you're comfortable with and what you're comfortable with him showing. Like, some women don't want that. Some women will think you're a pussy that you're crying and might go fuck your best friend. Like, that's just the way you were raised up, and that's her experiences. So can't really put much merit into what she's saying about toxic masculinity. Nor did she have enough experience on this earth to talk about it.
Okay.
What? This one's tough because he asked for a definition, and unfortunately, no matter what the definition this girl gives, there's no winning here because you get a Russell Westbrook what gif afterwards, even though she identifies two pretty prominent elements of what we would call toxic masculinity, which is inability to express emotion, and as a consequence, outbursts of anger and violence. Pretty sounds good to me, but in that room, there's no winning, you know. And in this comment section, there's
toxic masculinity, I feel like, is more of like, oh, we have to work out. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I can't wear a pink shirt. Oh, I can't do any like chores around the house. Like traditional man traits, and then they lean into them very hard. I feel like that's toxic masculinity. I don't feel like it's, oh, if you get mad because you suppress your emotions, you show it in anger. Kids do that. The hell? How's that like that? How's that masculinity thing? Little girls do that. They get mad. They sometimes hold their emotions in, and then they cry or get mad. That's just like a normal human emotion.
No winning either.
Like, it's toxic, but it's human.
Rub two brain cells together if she rented them. You can tell that she was proud of herself for remembering the phrase toxic masculinity. Just hearing her speak would turn off any man. Nothing about her is wife material. Just a bunch of dudes getting in a room and
no lies detected.
Absolutely fapping about the idea of a woman being a stupid.
But women like that can be trained up, and she's young, so you can't really hold that against her. And you don't need to have the most brain cells to be a woman that could be in a relationship that's healthy and successful and that people would want.
Idiot. Keep in mind, the podcaster's rebuttal to what she was saying was a video of Russell Westbrook saying what. He says what, and that was his sort of counter-argument critique of her definition of toxic masculinity.
They're talking to bitch-ass niggas, bro. Like, to be honest, they're not talking to nobody real. Like, I guess it's just for the content. They might be doing this for content.
Very high-level thinking from the men in the room. Thank you.
This guy has been sending me Goodnight Queen every single night since May.
Anything a guy does for you, he's doing for other girls. And thank you to this man for proving me right. Look at this. Look at this. Started in May.
So I have bad news for you ladies. The account that's sending you goodnight messages is not a real account. In early May, I built an Instagram bot that would send these messages to a group of popular creators to measure the impact of artificially boosting their egos.
I used AI to create an uncomfortable sexual harassment bot.
So, I mean, she pretty much confirmed it. But it's not like the women aren't doing that outside of it either. They're probably doing it to multiple people too. I wouldn't go into any relationship thinking that the other person is doing it for all the people. You can kind of gauge to see if that person messes with you and if they're a player and they're doing that. And you don't want to be engaged with people like that. Some people take it as a challenge, and some people do want people like that.
To
do what you
see
want.
if the girls would like it.
My plan was to
right
start
though.
in May and send goodnight to single, large, popular creators and then stop the messaging around December 23rd, which is right in the midst of the holiday season and the most loneliest time for a single person.
Yes, and I'd say Valentine's Day might have been a missed little mark. You could have just did it then.
I was going to demonstrate how much random people have influence over it.
People got their family on Christmas. They're not worried about no coochie or no motherfucking dick. Like, come on now. It should have been literally, I would have tried Valentine's Day, to be honest.
Popular creator whose entire self-worth is based upon the validation and appraisal of others.
Obviously, telling someone goodnight is not in and of itself sexual harassment, but doing it every night with no response, you're kind of like you're doing stalker activities, which is often sometimes
Weird,
followed
bro.
with photos you don't want, more detailed messages you don't want. Not great stuff.
If I don't get a good night queen, it like hurts my feelings, and I love this.
And my hypothesis was correct. These women said they missed the goodnight messages. They were attached to it. Follow for more big brain social hacks.
I love this.
Where are you getting with that hack though, bro? You're going nowhere.
Scientific
Like,
method. It starts off sounding like, oh, maybe it's an experiment about social media and how it affects users of it and creators. But then, it's just women. Women is the people he was DMing, and women's egos was the variable in question. Super weird, man. Super weird thing to do, and very weird that I got a million
what is he
likes.
gonna do
1
with
million
that
likes.
knowledge, bro?
Deeply depraved behavior.
Is cheating morally correct?
Yes.
What's really fun about this is I don't even have to watch
No
the end
hesitation.
of it because jail. He's in jail. He's in prison.
That
Beautiful.
has nothing
We
to
love
do
it.
about
We love
it.
it so much.
Cheating is normal for people that are obviously there's so many creatures out here. You might want something different than what you have. You don't want to eat that lasagna that you had at your mom's house for 30 years. You probably want to try something out. There's new things out there. I feel like settling down in your earlies or expecting to want to be with that person is unrealistic. Your taste buds change, you change, your maturity changes. So like that sense to want to cheat is just you're with someone that you don't really mess with like that. You don't love them like that. And if you're with someone you think you love and you have that urge to do it, it's almost biological. Like if you're looking at some ass or boobs, like that's, or even a six pack in a guy's butt, like that's, is more of the, because I know one of the common things in marriage is you can look but you can't touch. Like most people are to that point. It's only natural to look at some lumps. That's just how it is. Like,
why would a man who's earning $200,000 plus?
I don't have to watch this guy's either because he's dead. Okay, we'll watch it. We'll watch it.
No disrespect to the great
on this one. Here we go.
Why would a man who's earning $200,000 plus, who can have any woman, want you?
I would be coming in with also my own six-figure salary.
Don't give a shit about your money.
No.
We don't care about your money.
Don't need it.
Or your careers. Let me tell you ladies why this does.
It just means that you might be high stress or busy doing some shit for someone else, working for some other dude.
Doesn't
To
matter.
be honest.
Because we don't have access to it anyway, and you ain't gonna be spending it on us. So your money
Why
doesn't.
would you say that?
This is kind of like one of the earlier videos we looked at where preferences for male dating are these strictly defined things, and it's impossible for a man to be interested in dating someone that earns around what he earns. And I don't buy it. Doesn't make.
I feel like it does not matter the money, but it does, because he ain't gonna go date some broke McDonald's working chick, because then it's gonna be in the back of his head that, oh, you're dating me for money, you're dating me because you can't do it yourself and I'm making life more comfortable for you. Which to some people, some men, they would like that control or that way to be thought of. Some women don't mind that. They want to be saved. Some dudes, when it comes to a long time, like they think about it and they're like, the money? Like, and that's not something that you want to have, which is why celebrities are not her dating just Joe Schmo, because they don't know if you're in love with the character that I have online, or if you're in love with the music that I have, or just the money. Do you love me? And the only time you can really gauge that or get a better feeling to do that is someone that's not reliant on you for said thing, which is money. So that's all I'm saying.
It does to Kevin, and for Kevin, you know, he probably made that or more, and he wasn't into having a woman that was making that much. But you know, that doesn't mean everybody is.
Who in general funds the relationship?
I would say men in general.
Right.
But
what's the most you've ever spent on your man?
And the woman spends more of her emotional energy. That's what she's spending her life force, I would argue.
That's not a birthday, Christmas, or anniversary type gift, just on a Tuesday.
I spent a Tumi bag that I bought for, and it was like about $600.
$600. That ain't shit. I spent $600 at dinner. So I'm sorry, your 6-figure job and everything else don't mean shit to us.
So I forgot to add commentary to the end of this clip here, but I mean, you get the gist. It's just a weird guy flexing, being insecure, flexing on some random lady that he makes a bunch of money, and that's very okay.
It's not flexing, bro. He's saying that it doesn't matter, which it does not.
All of these videos have this same thing in common, which is that they are just a new form of very old patriarchal ideas. Women want to do something, they shouldn't, because I don't want them to. Women want to make money and have financial autonomy. They shouldn't do that because that's not what men want, because we are all the same and you should just follow suit for that reason. Women who have preferences for dating are opportunistic, but women who are independent and make a life for their own are cold-hearted, cat-loving bitches. So it's a weird thing. It's a weird place to be. Not a great place. I don't like it. I would like to get out, and you guys can come with me because the video's over now. So thank you for watching. Sorry. Thanks again to Vance Global for sponsoring the video, and I'll see ya. Bye-bye.
I'm going to link that in the description. I'll link this video. This is pretty good. And I'm glad he actually went ahead and released it because, I don't know, I feel like he wasn't too keen on the subject. He wants to get out, like he's saying, but I feel like most of the you got to think about the reasons why men are doing that, and that's because of how society is. So until you change what society is pushing out, then it's going to be hard to dive down into a singular relationship and expect what you're expecting. Demonstrate what you're talking about then. But I understand from these shorts, like, it might be a little bit like the message that's being delivered through this is a little bit edgy, but how pussy things are and how soft people are, I feel like it might need to be delivered in that form. They're delivering an extreme form of it, and I don't think most guys are going to follow it to the T. They might do a lesser version of it. It's almost like, it might be a bad analogy, but it's like whenever you ask for a raise, you might go in, be like, you're making 60K, and you're like, I want 100K, but realistically, you know probably you're going to get the 80, so you pitch it up for them to lowball it down. So it's just like, I feel like that's what they're doing with the content in the shorts, but I haven't ran into much of that content. I don't really watch it much, but I do have strong opinions on relationships and what's going out in society. But if you guys want to leave some comments and let me know what you guys think on the video, I really liked it. Like I said, I'm going to leave the link in the description, and we will check you on the next one. Peace.